I think one of my first, my very first battle I went to was this kind of like this import car like festival thing, and
Okay.
they hosted a 1-on-1, and that was my very first battle, and
Wow.
they did.
Now, we were talking about it before, and I was telling you, like, I consider Canada to be one of the last strongholds, especially for North America, of regional styles, right?
Mhm.
When you get into the YouTube era, YouTube comes out in 2005. So, a couple years after that, once it's, part of the popular culture to post onto YouTube, then the style, it's almost like just breaking, right? There's no like I break like I'm from California, I break like I'm from Arizona, I break like I'm from Georgia, New York, so what have you. But when you look at Toronto, personal opinion, I feel that a lot of you guys have held on to that, like what we call the Toronto style. I think you guys have called it origami or complex styles. I'm not exactly sure what the terms, but you can clarify that. And then I was telling you, like, I feel the same way about Montreal. I was told last time I was in Montreal, which was right pre-COVID, like right before COVID hit, and they were talking about something like crash to create or something like I that was the term that they were saying, right? So where would you say that this Toronto style stems from? Would you say that it comes through the lineage of like Bag of Tricks with Gizmo? Does it come through the lineage of Boogie Brats with like Migas and Gadget? Where would you say it comes from?
Well, actually, I can speak on my side. Like I know that the history kind of goes back before me because I'm a newer generation of Supernaturals.
Right.
So
You're like a current soldier.
from
You're out there.
yeah, I'm more of a current soldier. So like I don't want to like say anything that's like before me. But from my side, basically, it was Supernaturals was we our founder of our crew was B-boy Leg Dash O. So it's not Flipside Kings Lego. So basically, he's the one that had the I guess the transitions and the basics for the like the complex leg work and stuff like that. And he kind of passed it down to Dyzee, and actually, Migas was in Supernaturals at one time. So Lego would teach Migas and Dyzee, and then it kind of spread into its own two different branches. Migas took it into an origami style with Boogie Brats, which is super dope. And then Dyzee went more into like a complex type of threading style. So like, and then also me when I joined later, um, Lego passed down to me like a lot of his knowledge, a lot of his transitions, and I took it in my direction. So it's just cool to see from Supernaturals, like my lineage, like how we have like a fundamental like set of movements, and then this is the basics for us, and then this is why our style we can keep our style within like our crew, and then we just for me I just basically made a lot of variations
Okay.
of the basics of what I was taught, and then
Did you name your style? Because you said you had the complex, you have the origami, and you said you have you. Did you give yours like a tagline, or do you just call it
I
my
I
style?
just call it Toronto style.
There you go.
Yeah, I just call it Toronto style. But even just like the scene, like it the scene is like there's a lot of different crews and there's a lot of different like a lot of beef between crews, and like there's such a huge importance on being original, and crews would battle each other like and get into fights and stuff like that over moves and stuff like that. So that was like before my time, and then I kind of joined
Content.
in. Yeah.
I know you're a politically correct guy, man, but you got to share at least one fight story, man. You got to tell us who was beefing.
Who was beefing? Well, my crew was beefing with like Bag of Tricks.
Okay.
My crew was beefing with a lot of crews.
And was it over
But I
the
don't even.
was it over the claims to the style? Was that what the beef was? Like, oh, you're biting. No, you're biting. Like that kind of a deal?
Well, I think the main thing was like after Migas left Supernaturalz, there was like a rivalry between like Dyzee and Migas.
Firstly, the Toronto B-Boy beef saga stemmed from a peculiar history between myself and Migas. In 1995, I first met the Supernaturalz crew in an old community center in the hood called Parkdale. The person who vouched me into Supernaturalz was Migas. A lot of people don't know that Migas used to be in Supernaturalz crew in the beginning, where he and I were partners in breaking. Now, without going too much into detail, for particular reasons, he decided to leave and join Boogie Brats in '96. There is no question that in Boogie Brats, did he really improve and build his international reputation. Where the beef comes from is when I organized my first event in 1999 called Back to the Underground. Towards the end of the event, Migas and his new squad came to the event where a battle sparked off between our crews. During that battle, me and Migas often went head to head, replying to one another. At one point, the battle started getting heated. Migas started calling us biters. Now, in these days, calling someone a biter is considered a battle tactic, but back in those days, it was taken pretty seriously. Even at one point, the godfather of our crew and the Toronto style named Lego gave Migas props but said, "You know where you got your style from?" To which Migas said, "Who?" Then Lego pointed to himself. Towards the end of the battle, Migas got a little too close to me, and of course my homies, who aren't even b-boys, sorta checked him. That moment was the beginning of a long, drawn-out b-boy beef war in Toronto that lasted over 10 years.
Oh.
So like, and then yeah, so I don't really want to get too much into that, but
he left on
plus,
bad terms.
Sorry?
So I mean, it sounds like he left on bad terms, though.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's just better to ask like a previous generation guy to get
No
more
doubt.
into
Fair
it.
enough. Fair enough, for sure. So like, what do you know about the history of Supernaturalz? Because you said there's Lego and who?
Lego and Lego and the guy named Stripes as well, but not Lego and Stripes from Flipside Kings. That's what always gets mixed up. But
No doubt.
they're some of the founders of the original members of Supernaturalz. And then so there's like 8 generations right now. And then like recently my wife joined. So yeah, there's like 8 generations. So it's pretty deep right now.
Wow. And so your generation, what, 6 or 7?
Mine was 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Cool. So let's talk about your style specifically, because you said you were saying that yours is like a branch off of the Supernaturalz tree. So you have Lego, then who passes it to Dyzee, and Dyzee who passes it to you, right? So how did you?
I learned from like pretty much multiple members in my crew, but Lego also taught me like all the basics of our crew style.
So he's still around.
Yes, he's still around.
Oh, nice.
Dyzee was my mentor too, and right now, currently, like my biggest mentor is TJ.
Okay.
So he's the one that actually, because after I joined Supernaturalz, Dyzee left to Korea during that time. So at that time, I didn't really know how to thread. I didn't really know how to do anything within like the Toronto style. I was more, when I first started breaking, I was more into the Korean scene, the Korean b-boys.
Right.
So it was kind of up to me to question myself, like, what is Toronto style? What is Supernaturalz style? So I kind of had to study it on my own. And I had to ask different members in my crew. And then TJ was the one, I think he's 3rd generation B-Boy Astro in Supernaturalz. And he's the one that kind of broke down all the different types of threads in our history. And once I understood the different like rules of how we thread and the different transitions, that's when I kind of went crazy. I just tried to make variations of everything.
Wow. And I've seen some of your work online, man, and you, like, I don't know, it looks like you're like in a school cafeteria and you just get in front of that cameraman and you just go. I'm just like, wow, this dude's awesome, man. Some of your threads, your sweeps, your transitions, man, it's really dope to see, man. So
Right, thank you.
in 2024, we're gonna have an Olympic event, right? Breaking is gonna be part of the Olympics.
Like, that's actually a main reason why the Toronto style is how it is, because they would always listen to hip hop music.
Ah, that's dope. For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section. And to make sure you don't miss anything from the channel, go ahead and smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support so far. Peace. Until the next episode.